Uh, I think we do this today, so maybe I won't be live Wednesday. We'll see, But no, I just have a few minutes and I said I'd go live. Particularly because I didn't go live Saturday. I was very busy Saturday. Um, I knew probably I wouldn't be live. To be totally honest. I had the first idea. Um, that I wouldn't be live because I had so much to do. A few videos went up there, which is good. I think I put a video up Saturday. I might have actually. It was a video I had recorded. Um, so I think that's what I did Saturday. It came up for some of the days. I had it scheduled for all of the days. Because I had to start getting back into the flow of videos and stuff. Tomorrow is the 14th, isn't it? Hello, Adam. How are you doing? Tomorrow is the 14th, isn't it? Right, yeah, it is. I'm just checking what day of the week is. What date it is. It's the 14th now. How are we today? How is our Monday going so far? The beginning of the week, the beginning of another week. The pain, the suffering. It's only about 5 weeks now, this into Christmas, so 5-6 weeks. Hello, Spider. Yeah, it's only about 5 or 6 weeks, is it? Yeah, about 5 or 6 weeks. Yeah, it would be that, yeah. Mondays is always the worst day of the week. Oh yeah, 2 more. Oh yeah, with the storm and stuff. Well, to be totally honest, it was just a bit stupid. In terms of letting they should have just said the day off, just have a day off, and that'll be it. Instead of going in half of the day. Like there's people because the buses, bus out the school buses, right? Some of them were delayed, and some of them were not picking up the children at 12 o'clock. This is secondary schools now, but so basically, some of them were going in at 1 o'clock and going home at 4. That's what happened in some of the schools around here. That some of the buses, yeah, it was just stupid. Let's put it that way. Because especially that, what's the point when it's nearly 1 o'clock and you're dropping off the kids to go to school and they're going home again at 1, going home at 4 or before 4 in some cases. It was a bit stupid. Like either that or do the. Well, I suppose couldn't do one won't walk. It was too. It was too. It was too. It wasn't enough notice. Well, off. What was it? I was thinking. I think that happens at Perkins. Somebody was telling me that happens at Perkins. I didn't know the weather and the pets were off. Well, it's well for some, isn't it? But they should have just closed all the schools. Well, not closed them, but just say have a day off and that'd be it. Because it was a bit stupid now. Particularly for primary schools too, it was very stupid. Because they were going in at 10 o'clock and going home again. The younger ones would be going home at 2 o'clock and then the other ones would be going home at 3. So very little, like to be honest with you, it wasn't really worthwhile. That's just my opinion. I don't think it was worthwhile. Yeah, so it was a busy day now today. I had a busy day. The same was probably the majority of people in the service. We didn't have a. We had an interesting day, let's put it. Yeah, the wind was bad now this morning. I woke up with the wind, but it died off before probably 8 or so. It was bad this morning around 6:30 or so. That's a new project. Which project? What project? But it was bad early on this morning. I couldn't understand this morning why they closed the school and stuff. But after 8 o'clock or so, it died down a lot. So it wasn't that bad at it. But obviously we're inland, Cavan's inland. I wouldn't want to be in Kerry during the storm. Put that way. No down in Cork. How am I? I'm 100%, thank you. A bit tired, I'm not gonna lie. But apart from that, I'm 100%. That's pretty all. Nothing really else happening. Let me see here. I know I'm usually not live on the Monday just to say too. I know people be like, "Why is he live today? What happened? Why is he live on the Monday?" We see you probably not going live maybe on Wednesday. We see. Oh yeah, I know about that. Yeah, but I don't know how that's gonna work. I know he's up to kind of them things. Oh, it's just kind of the title for the live stream. So we kind of came up with it a few months ago. Uh, and that's basically, it's just kind of when I'm live. It's not really like a pub or anything like that. It's just kind of, we took a vote and people suggested ideas of different names, and I think Sean Mack suggested the Cavan Inn, and people voted on it, and I think the majority of people voted in favour of it. So, hey presto, here we are. Democracy rules. So I hear. We're doing a live stream. I hope not. No, we couldn't do that. Where am I now? Been an interesting day in politics too. David Cameron is back in business. Um, so I don't know what to make of that. He's just randomly came back, and particularly because he's not of particularly because he's not an MP technically. He's a member of the House of Lords, but he isn't a member of Parliament. The usual ministers are appointed and stuff. Um, yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but anyway. And then obviously the Home Secretary has resigned. So basically just a big clusterfuck. Like everybody's so surprised David Cameron came back. Where's Danny Dyer on these days? Danny Dyer, we need Danny Dyer. Where is this twat? That's what literally Danny Dyer said when he went off, when he scurried off after Brexit. Danny Dyer was like, where is this twat? No, but the thing I don't like about it is he's not an MP. He's not elected by the people. So he's just kind of put there. Well, technically there's a loophole because there's a different constitution than the Irish constitution and stuff like that. It's technically constitutional monarchy. And obviously there's the Lords, the House of Commons, and then you have the House of Lords. And David Cameron, obviously when you're Prime Minister or a Minister, you're automatically a member of the House of Lords, technically. So technically that's how he got the job, technically. But he's not elected by voters and stuff. Um, well, I suppose it could be worse. It could get Liz Truss in it. Yeah, but soon they are, because as soon as you become Prime Minister, you kind of get lordship and you kind of get knighted too. So you kind of do as soon as you become Prime Minister. So that's why probably David Cameron got it. Because he got knighted, obviously, being Prime Minister and stuff like that. Like, it's a different system than the Irish system. Like, what happened there, even though the government, let's be fair, Leo and Micheál would love if they could get away with it, just putting people in that they wanted uh, into uh, into government, but it wouldn't work here because, you know, obviously it can be appointed by the Taoiseach to the Shannon, but, you know, technically they'd be voted into at the same time. But again, it's a constitutional monarchy over there. It's a different system. Um, what am I trying to do here? I should have to think for a second. So, interesting. Oh yeah, I know probably a few people were asking about the community post. I made a community post the other night. So there's a TD. I talked about him before. So if you look up on my channel, Paul Kyo, there was a bit of controversy back about a year ago or so. I covered it at the time. But it's better to kind of look at the video from back in the day. But he's in a bit more controversy now. So, let me see. I have to try and find this now. So yeah, Paul Keogh responded. So there was an awful thing on November the 9th, so last week or so. There was an Oireachtas committee. So as you know, at the moment, there's a motion going through the houses of the Oireachtas. Well, they're kind of not in motion, but it's kind of a suggestion or a recommendation, I suppose, to the houses of the Oireachtas about the assistant. Basically, if you're sick, if you're dying basically with disease and stuff like that, it's assistant dying bill. So they have it in other countries too. If you're basically dying, you could be assisted to die basically. I know that sounds very morbid, but they're talking about that in the houses of the Oireachtas at the moment. So obviously they had somebody in talking about why they shouldn't do it on a religious standpoint and stuff, or on a moral standpoint to end somebody's life. And there was a senator, I think I can't remember, it's a senator, Fine Gael senator. I know to say she done a photo thing, she was a weird photo around time. But yeah, she basically lectured the man. She didn't literally let him speak. So this is just a bit of back. Well, she didn't even let him speak. Didn't even let him say a boo. And she was like, "You have white privilege" and stuff like that. Out of nowhere, she just brings this out. She brings this into white privilege and stuff like that. When you're talking about people literally assisting to die, you literally bring that out of Timbuktu, And she doesn't give him a second to even say hello or ask any questions. Though she just bows him. And then Paul Keogh, this is a treat just to say, this is the context of it. But Paul Keogh comes along and he's high and mighty shows, and he says, this type of behaviour is very not much, what do you call it? Not norm forms from some Oireachtas members. So basically he's just kind of saying, oh, this is not acceptable. And then, somebody pointed out his hypocrisy back a year ago. Well, he used to be the Minister of the Feds back years ago, in a few years ago, two or three governments ago. And he literally, if you look up the video from 2 years last year or the year before, I explained it better. But basically, he disrespected somebody that was a veteran that served the country, and in a very very old-fashioned way for a member of the Oireachtas, literally talking down to him like he was the king of kings, just talking down to an ordinary citizen, talking down, literally belittling him. Somebody that's a veteran and stuff like that. And him a TD and him belittling somebody in the member of the public. He must have been drunk making these tweets. I talked about it before, but he literally, somebody called him out for his hypocrisy back then. And thankfully some people do remember about it. But so he literally just whinges and quibs and cries in the comments here of this Twitter thread. He just says, because this person is an anonymous user that just commented this, and he literally quibbed and cried. He didn't address what he said before. He just kind of says, oh, they're a troll and stuff like that. And he kind of just shoots himself in the foot many times. But yeah, I stand over Paul Keogh shouldn't really have a job, to be totally honest. I might as well tell you straight, he shouldn't be a member of the Oireachtas. He's on his high horse here, saying about another senator, which, to be honest, I might play a bit of it, but the clip, but this is not related, this is another senator. But literally been him on his high horse, saying to another senator that it's not acceptable his behaviour. And then a year ago he was literally belittling a former veteran, and him obviously being a minister for the Feds, you think he would have a bit more higher regard for veterans, seeing what they went through and stuff in different situations in the army and the civil, in the Defence Force and stuff. But obviously no, he's on his high horse, and the irony is something fierce. You have to watch that video from back a year ago to explain it. I explained in more detail. He literally was man possessed on Twitter back then. Like he just literally talked smack for a long time. And that's just saying it straight. And especially because these people, it's a democracy. They're entitled to, question the TD without him turning and saying, belittling them, literally. It's a democracy. It's not a one-party dictatorship. I know the government wish it was, but you simply cannot do that in democracy. You can't belittle a member of the public, especially somebody who served the country. You can't just belittle them. That's as simple as that. That's the way I see it. And be ignorant about it, like literally ignorant about it, and refuse to even apologize, refuse to even do anything. Like, and he's elected by people in Wales, Wexford. Like, who elected him? Like, point me the man who elected him. But anyway, I show you this thing. Whacked over, but yeah, I just wanted to get out of my system. As I say, I'm entitled to my speech and my opinion on it. Like, nobody's gonna shut me up for my opinion, and that's just my opinion on it. I've seen that I'm entitled to, as a citizen of the country, I pay my taxes, so I'm entitled to an opinion. Because Paul Keogh thinks nobody should have an opinion, But I don't know. I don't think he'll be there next year, or the year after that, probably. We see, But this is the context behind it too. So basically, this fellow was in the Oireachtas today. It's not to do with Paul Keogh, but another senator. Just want to be on.
What is the right of the others?
Well, honestly, I'd like to hear you, or I'd like to speak, but
No, I have a certain amount of time, and you keep talking in these long sentences instead of asking direct questions,
keep
right?
it short. I keep it short.
Keep it short.
Right.
What is the right? What is the right that you're talking to?
Would you allow me to speak, perhaps, without interrupting me?
So this senator literally goes on a hissy fit. They literally invited this man to speak about the assistant that I basically just saying his opinion to the Oireachtas should they bring this in this country and stuff like that. So it's a serious thing. It would have far-reaching complications in the country if this was brought in. Like, take for example, God forbid, your grandmother, your mother had terminal cancer and there was no way of curing it. It was 100% certain she was going to die within the next month or two. So basically, if this was brought in, she could be helped along the path of kind of ending her life. And I know that sounds very morbid, but it's a hard one to, like, in my opinion, it's a hard enough to get in this. Cause it is, on a moral standpoint, particularly a religious standpoint, you can't kill somebody regardless of what the situation is. But at the same time, if somebody's in extreme pain and agony and suffering, it's hard to kind of judge. I don't know what power would allow you to judge that, like, life or death and things like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a tough one. You see there's people suffering. Like, I know a woman that has motor neuron disease and she can speak thankfully, she can't walk, she can't use her arm and stuff like that. And and she basically has a death sentence, so she could basically just, she can't move, she can't do anything, you can only mutter, kind of. So basically, I don't know, you nearly could say, it's hard, it's a hard one, particularly when you see her suffering. She's been suffering for months and months and months, and probably for another few months before the end comes. It's hard to see that, and it's hard to know, is it right for somebody to suffer for so long and not get better and things? Because in some cases, some people can miraculously recover, but in some cases, like motor neuron disease, it's basically death sentence eventually. So there's no cure. So, but again, that's just context behind it. This senator literally has a hissy fit.
Waste of your time, actually, right? You said there about logic. Could I ask you a question, perhaps?
No, you can't. Sorry, you can't ask me a question. I'm asking you a question.
Well,
I'm asking you, what rights are you said you're talking in human rights terms, not in religious terms. Tell me what the human rights terms that you're talking about. I'm asking you, what human rights terms?
Andrew mentioned no man is an island. It's an old-fashioned expression, but it means that we're all intertwined humanly.
Social contract, yeah.
Well, if you want to speak, that's
Just
fine.
answer the question. Is it right or wrong?
Well,
Is it right or wrong to end one's life, no matter what? Is it right or wrong?
it's not right to end one's life.
It's not right, so it's a sin.
No, sorry, that is not.
So what is it?
It is not right. If you give me an opportunity to speak without interruption, if that's possible, okay, for the short time you have. It is not right to end one's life. There are limits to what one can do. There are limits to autonomy. This is the point I'm making. There are limits. You have to be concerned for others.
What's the concern for you if I decide to die at the end of my life? How does it impact your life? You, as a white privileged man, how does my death impact
Like,
your life?
well, who asked?
What is the right?
Who asked about being white and privileged and stuff like that? Like, who asked? You know, like, let's be fair. Like, this is about somebody dying, you know, assisting to die, and she brings up white privilege and stuff, a white privileged man. Like, who asked? It'd be different if they're talking about that. Like, why did you just pull this card out? Like, I wouldn't mind, like, some of the things she was asked was genuine questions, but then she pulls out this card. You know, it's nonsensical. You're white privileged man and stuff like that. Like, you know, I wouldn't mind her asking what's, you know, what, on what moral standpoint, I suppose, can you be assisted to die and stuff like that. Like, that's understandable, that's a reasonable question to ask, but just literally hounding the man and not giving him even a 5 minutes to respond to your question, just hounding them and hounding them and hounding them, you know, and then coming out with that statement, just saying, oh, you're white privileged and stuff like that. So, I don't know. And this is the senator. This is the senator in the Iraq, the Fine Gael senator. So, you know, you often wonder. Like, it is a difficult thing to debate and talk about, I will admit that. But the way she kind of just, like, it brings in white privilege and stuff like that, like, it's nothing to do with basically what they're talking about. That's what I'm trying to say. And particularly because you could see she was foaming at the mouth because he was talking about, is it morally right to kill somebody? Because it does say in the Bible and things, thou shalt not kill. You know, it's a morally right too, in terms of that. And like, it is a hard thing to talk about, and it's a hard thing to know what to do and which situations to do it and stuff. Like, it's a tough one. Like, in other countries they have it, but it is tough. And she didn't make it any easier, just shouting down the man. And then you know, Kyo, White, comes along on his high horse and says, you know, I'm higher than this one, you know. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I know he's entitled to his opinion and stuff like that, but literally the irony of him just saying, oh, the behaviour here is abhorrent. And then last year, the year before that, his behaviour was abhorrent, you know. Nah, the new can take consistency. Well, we'll see how he gets on. I wouldn't have much time for him now, you know. But no. No, I just wanted to get that off my chest because it was idiotic. Like, where's Teresa Mannion when you want him? When you want him? Also, it's not happening. It's not going good well in Iceland at the moment. I don't know. I don't know what the trick of modern politics do. So, I don't know. I know not. We better just all become Manuel. I know not. Man, not well. Mr. Faulty, Mr. Faulty. Like, nearly is missed. There's literally 40 towers, this country. I know that. I'm from Barcelona. Banned for hate speech. We better joke with that because in literally in this world, I would be. I don't know, but it's a crazy stuff now. The irony is just something to behold. I'll probably only be live for another few minutes anyway. I just kind of wanted to go live for just brief, not for long anyway. There's nothing really else. There's nothing really else to add. Like I was going to make a video on the Pacquiao thing. I think I wrote. If he says any more, we might. But at the moment, I give him a while and give him a while to see what he says. If he says something more, then we'll make a video talking about it. So see you now. So we'll see. Let me see. What am I doing here? Instead of probably going to Mendo too, and I say that's all she wrote probably for tonight. My bumblebee. No. I should have probably put up on the community post it was going to be live. It would have made sense if I'd done that. I should look at that. Sometimes I don't be taking it up. My brain doesn't work sometimes. Let me see. Where's one of them mountains was that? Oh. Become a teacher now. What's 1 + 1? That you put me in marks. But anyway, I think we'll leave it there for tonight. I think I've said all I need to say tonight. So yeah, interesting times. We live in, of course, 100%. Ever be a teacher? No, I don't think so. Young people nowadays are too old-fashioned, brats. Yeah. I don't know. There's goods and bads to being a teacher, but in the modern day, it's just you can't just like no. I'd never be a teacher. I'd never be a good teacher. Maybe a history teacher could be good at, but I don't see me teaching Irish or maths or Scottish. No, not Scottish or French. Anything like that. So I don't never see myself being a teacher now. I don't think I have the know-how, the knowledge. But then again, you can go to college, but it's too much hassle kind of to go to college, and all that, and then you have to pay so much, thousands and thousands and stuff. And then obviously the government here just fucks you over something fierce. And then obviously Norman Foley be your boss, so probably not in this country. Anyway. I think I would rather go to Timbuktu to be a teacher. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you, Adam, for being here. Thank you, everyone. I will leave you to it for tonight. I talk to this again maybe Wednesday. Might go live for half an hour or so. But yeah, for the moment, I talk to this later. Enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy the rest of your week until Wednesday. Thank you.